Just like that, we're back.
Woohoo!
He's happy. He's not crying on my shoulder here right now.
I don't want to say I'm all that happy.
I've gotten to know you pretty well. I have a pretty good idea. Although I have to say,
I'm not unhappy.
You have a face for the camera. You guys were up on the Jumbotron there. Everybody's
doing our thing.
Doing your thing. Still here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. 1-1, tied up just here, like in the last couple of minutes, I guess, of this second period. And someone we've been talking about pushing through,
absolutely,
Adam Ruzicka got that goal.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. You know, I think, you know, again, I mean, our shot clock is not telling the story. I mean, we're 30 shots on goal to 15, or what is that? 30 to 50.
Yeah, we're double
them, but you know, they're not a lot of quality shots. I mean, how many have we heard smack off the boards? Well, they're firing them wide, and that's a challenge. So
there's been a lot of wide shots. You know, the other thing, I want to jump in here because it's been one of those games too where, like, the Sioux's definitely getting in the way, but you see them falling in behind the net kind of thing. And there's that. Am I keeping you up?
I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, I'm just.
No, but I was going to say, you know, when they fall in behind the net there, and then the Sting has to keep readjusting, and a convenient fall, I guess.
Well, and maybe. I think the other thing is, I mean, I want to talk about something I lovingly call stick hooliganism. There's an awful lot of that. These are the kind of games where you got a fast pace going on, and everybody's got their stick in everything, right? Like it's this. And it makes it really hard to keep something on your stick long enough to get a shot. I mean, I understand the concept, but both teams are really, you know, there's not a lot of control on the puck right now.
I would have to agree with that.
Because of the stick hooliganism, I'll call it.
Stick hooliganism, yeah,
yes.
For sure. Well, it's certainly an aggressive game, as it typically is with
good
the
pace.
Sioux.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good pace. You know, we've seen our guys, both guys, in the box at the same time a few times. And
the referees are not making a huge difference in this game, that's what I like. That's where a referee should be, right? Is in that, you know, it's a nice level. They're not calling too many things. They're not calling too few things. They're not unbalanced. It's just kind of right down the middle. The game is determining the game right now, not the refs.
As aggressive.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Okay. As aggressive as this game is tonight, too. I think something we forget to say about the referees is it's their job to keep things safe out there.
Well, 100%.
You know, like,
100%.
And they're definitely doing that tonight, too, because they know what's coming when these two teams get on the ice.
Absolutely. And, I mean, watch for the third period because, you know, right now nobody wants to take a silly penalty. But on the other hand, this is a fairly aggressive game right now. You know, the run wrong call, the run bad thing happened, and the tide could turn on this game in a hurry. So, you know, we got to try to avoid the penalty box as much as we can, and see how that goes.
Well, and I think, you know, maybe this is a time where the Sioux Greyhounds come out and go, okay, we really got to try to get under their skin, which can happen, and the Sting hopefully are having that conversation of, let's not let them get under our skin. I mean, this is crucial time right now. You're 1-1. We're twice the amount of shots. So what needs to be adjusted here?
Well, and I think the thing is we got to solve the goalie. You know, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but Vilatla's. I mean, this is one of the top goalies in the league, and I think he.
No doubt about it.
He's strong on both sides of the net. He's very alert and attentive. You know, he's going to get there on most of the shots. And, you know, I mean, he's faced already 30 shots in 2 periods. You know, and he's only let one in. This guy's doing the job, right?
He's dancing.
But, you know, arguably, again, I'll go back to of those 30 shots, I don't think more than about 10 of them are probably quality shots. I think what they're going to need to do to solve Vilatla is they're going to have to count on that second bounce. They're going to have to put more pucks on the net and have somebody there for those rebounds. Well, that's what happened on the
we've seen that
Ruzicka goal, and I think and he's good at that. Like, he's good at putting himself in that position, and at the puck, if we get it in the right bounce,
and
we've got
I would have
happening.
to say, I think we see them trying that, because there's been a lot of shots tonight where it's going, at him and comes back out, and there's just not quite nobody home, and they've got to make that adjustment. I agree. I saw a lot of that here tonight.
Well, and I think that the thing that the other story that we have to be careful of right now is we've had more than our fair share of odd man rushes in this case, and we haven't managed to produce anything. We've had a 3-on-1, and it went nowhere. I mean, you can't have that happen.
No,
you can't be 3-on-1 and not
we've got to take advantage of those situations.
We have to take advantage of those opportunities, and we've had a lot of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully they're hearing you down in the locker.
Yeah. Listen to me.
You want me to take you down there? Let's go.
Hang on a minute. We'll be right there.
You'd be amazed at how many of them are watching.
Yeah. Well,
after
that would be awesome.
No, I think
talking to you.
It's out of control, folks. No, you make a lot of really good points there for sure, and I think it's very obvious. I mean, tonight to see 100%. those open spots that we're not covering, and then or we're just not quite quick enough to get there. I think they know where they are. They're looking and they're going, I know I should have been there. Maybe I'm not quick enough, or maybe
this will
I'm
be
not
one of those game tapes
enough.
that they're going to review, and then I fully expect them to get better. This is still a good game. It's an aggressive game. There's a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of stick handling, a lot of everything, right? But I think really it's just a matter of tightening some things up and finding a few more of those advantages. We're going to have to do that.
Well, let's continue the conversation now with. Originally, I thought Aiden Hughes was starting. That was my error. So we got Ethan Langevin in there. Of course, first time we're seeing him in here. What are you seeing there?
Well, I'm happy. I mean, he's playing well. One of the things we talked about with Hughes was that he seemed to be a little lax when the puck wasn't like immediately in his vicinity, but still inside the zone. And I think the one thing is you can see Ethan Langevin's very attentive to where the puck is. So I think he's I like that. He's ready when it comes. And he's made a couple of great stops. So I think lots of promise. He's still a young guy. So we got, if he can get used to the pace of an OHL game against a team like the Sioux early, I think we'll see a bunch more of him in the near future.
Well, and I have to say I was, and I don't know why, I was a little surprised to see him there.
I think, I think right now, I think probably the coaching staff are sitting there and they're really trying to assess, who's our go-to guy. And I don't know that that's clear yet. Hughes needs to get on his game a bit more. Some of the other younger guys maybe got something to prove a little bit. So I think what they're going to do, we're probably likely to see Coffin coming up and playing. I think that we'll see a fair rotation of those three guys until someone starts to stand out for a little bit for us, because we're going to need some really strong goaltending if we want to go deep. Again, that's just all the way there. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Well, he makes again that point of we're kind of just figuring things out at the moment, and that's the coaching staff is spending that time. He said it's early in the season, early in the games, to go. Okay, this is exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah. And you would never want to do that. People figure you out, and all of a sudden you're stuck for the game. So it's going to be transitional, but you got to find. It's going to be about skills. It's going to be about finding who's got the skills to play in certain situations, and then let's take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
So I think still a lot of assessment going on right now.
Perfect. How's the atmosphere down where you are? I mean, I know you've been a lot of friends that sit around you there. You get to know a lot of people around there. What's the ambiance?
Well, I think it's good. I think it's just still very positive. I mean, in my section, 108, hey guys. We talk a lot, and we've got a lot of connections with the team and back in the background, and so we hear lots of things. Lots of billet families and coaching friends and players and stuff. So we hear the little bits and pieces of things, but I think, the one thing, I was talking with my friend Sue, and she got a chance to meet with Kelton Hatcher and a few of the other guys when they were picking up their tickets, and she said, the one thing she walked away with was that it really is very much a team kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
They're really playing well together as a team, and that they're bonding well, right? And there's no superstar, so they got each other's backs, and I think that's one of the things I love about this season is I think that's going to get us deep.
Yeah, well, it's important to have relationships off the ice too, right?
Yeah,
100%. Try to create that synergy amongst each other, like you say, the got your back thing.
But there's also, some trepidation right now because, I don't think we're at the mix that we want just yet. And so, all of that always means there's a potential for some trades. If you don't have all the pieces in your puzzle just yet, we might need to find some things. There's probably a few trade talks in the works. There is some rumors on the air. Not that I want to share that at the moment, but I think there is some stuff. I think we can look to see some changes, in the near future. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
hopefully for the better.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's always things coming, right? I mean, there's
100%.
There's always those conversations back in the locker rooms around or whatever, and things happen all throughout the year. I mean, and then injuries are another thing.
That's another thing.
Could just be a key factor, right?
And they have been a real problem for us in past years. So we're going to want to keep our guys strong for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is tied 1-1 right now, as we said. It's going to be an interesting third period for sure.
I think
big
so.
adjustments
I think that's fair to
in
say.
both locker rooms going
Yes.
on right there.
Yep.
My prediction, I think we're going to see a little more aggression from the Sting in this period. I think it's needed.
Yeah.
But like you say, but also focus on those empty holes.
Yeah, and I think as much as I hated it, I don't want to say it, but I think our power play needs some work again.
All right.
So that's something we're going to have to solve too.
All right. Well, the bells are ringing. They're back out on the ice here. Again, 1-1 here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. And we thank all of you for watching. We're likely going to be live post-game once again. Not sure who we'll be talking to, but maybe we'll get to talk to Adam Ruzicka.
Nice. That'd be
That's
good.
cool. All right. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you post-game one more time. And thanks to my son, Jason, for abandoning us tonight. We're going to have a talk with the boy,
Yes,
I think.
we will.
I don't know, whatever. All right. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm David Burrows for the show live on location with the Video Show Network and my friend, Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!